All right, so since we have 7 different takes here, we're going to have to inevitably listen through these in comp. Okay, so I went and labeled each section via the markers and got more acclimated with this song and how it goes and what the form is. Okay, so what we're going to do is when comping, you're going to start by listening fully through each take. Okay, so this song is what, 220 about, so that times 7 is what, probably 15 minutes of time listening through it. Don't skip out on this, okay? If you want a good sounding record, you got to know what you're dealing with. Don't go in blind, all right? So what you want to do is try to find the best take. So in an ideal world, there would be a perfect take in here, and that does happen. But the reality is most of the time there's not a perfect take. So what you're going to do then is take the best sounding one, use it as a starting point, and then what you need to do is edit out the sections that aren't so good and replace them with sections that were in previous takes that are better. If that doesn't work, then you'll want to edit those sections to make them sound the best you possibly can. And the latter, the second point I mentioned, will be discussed in more detail in the next section of this course. All right, so what we'll do for the sake of not spending 15 minutes going through one at a time, I'm going to go ahead, pause the video, and listen through these and get a sense of what is going to be a keeper and what's not going to be a keeper. Okay, so I went through and listened through all 7 takes, and I've made a notepad here. I highly recommend that if you're using a pen and paper, or if you're using a Google Sheets like I am here. It's going to help you actually save time. You might not have as many takes as we have here. We have 7 total. You might only have a few, but taking the notes will help you, get through this quicker. So what I've done is I've made a note of each take and sort of what the strengths are. So take 1, I've said I'm not using it because there's just too much room in the recording. So I'm going to flip over and we'll give you a sample of what I'm talking about here. So it's very room sounding, and for this particular song, I don't want to use that. So take 2, I said the intro is really good. It's overall good. And then I made a note that verse 4 and hook 4 are a bit rushed. Okay, so I've highlighted them in green, obviously, meaning those sections are good to go. So let's hear a chunk of that. Okay, you hear there's a lot less room in it, and yeah, it sounds pretty nice, right? Okay, take 3, I said overall a bit rushed, and it sounds like there's some chokes thereafter. Take 4, had an intro that's pretty good. Moving on, take 5, had a few good chunks, right? So we got the verse 2, that was good. So in case take 2, I find that verse 2 needed, maybe a couple beats were off. I can maybe pull them from the verse 2 from take 5. So on and so forth. So for the outro, that was good on take 5. Maybe the outro here I said was our hook 4 was a bit rushed. So maybe hook 4 here, I might pull in from this take. Okay, take 6 and take 7. It sounds as though he's trying to play soft, and that's cool. But for this song, it seems like it really deters from the energy, in my opinion. So those 2 takes I've opted out of using. I'll give you an example. So they sound cool and all, and it feels more like a ballad. And this song clearly has some energy to it, and I liked the more vibrant section, or the more vibrant performance, if you will. Okay, so basically what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to comp. I'm gonna basically keep take 2, I'm gonna keep take 5, and I'll get the other ones out of the way. So over in my session, I've saved this as, you're gonna do file, save live set as, and you'll wanna name it comp. All right, that way you can go back to this if you for some reason don't like some of the changes you made. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to just minimize, what was it? It was take 2 and take 5 that we like. So I'm going to minimize these. All right, just get them sort of out of the way and move take 2 and 5 next to each other. Okay. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open up a new track, and I'm going to name it Acoustic Guitar Comp. All right. Easy enough. We can make it whatever color you desire. Okay. All right. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the intro. Okay, so I got that intro down here. Let's see what I said on the notepad. Overall good. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm just pulling it section by section. I did note that verse 2 and hook 2 of the next take was overall good as well. Okay. Basically, the problem area, it seems like verse 4 and hook 4 were a bit rushed. So what I'm going to do is I'll just pull verse 4 and hook 4 from take 5 here. And we'll pull those down. Okay. And then the rest should be pretty easy. Make sure you don't mess up copying them, right? Definitely have it on grid mode when you do this. The outro of this was actually good, so I'll just pull that over. Right? So it may be as easy as that just to comp a take based on my notes here. Okay? I'm going to do a quick listen through and see if there's any problem points. Okay, so I've just listened through and everything is good. So I'm going to roll right to the section where verse 4 starts. As you can notice, we cut into a different take here. You just want to listen to those transitions. That transition's fine. If it weren't fine, I could pull this back, right? Take it off grid mode, pull this back, just get rid of whatever click was there, right? See if that... Okay, cool. We got silence there. And then coming out of it, actually we played that out to the end. There was a part that I want to see if I have a better version of in a previous take. This part sounds a bit choked right here. All right, so let's go and hear this take. Okay, let's just see how that works. I'll snap the grid back on. What I'm going to do is I'm going to throw this one down, see how it works. Okay. The beauty of recording to a metronome. Yeah, I think it's fixed. So now I've got myself one good comped take, right? So what I can do is minimize these, and then I can save the session as, say, comp 2 or comp final, and then I can delete these other ones, and I'll be left with my clean acoustic take from 7 different takes. All right, so I hope that helped, and I hope that your comping is seamless and fun, and we'll continue on from here.